ॐ वक्रतुण्डमहाकाय सूर्यकोटिसमप्रभा निर्विघ्नं कुरु मे देव सर्वकार्येषु सर्वदा। सरस्वती नमस्तुभ्यं वरदे कामरूपिणी। विद्यारम्भं करिष्यामि सिद्धिर्भवतु मे सदा। गुरवे सर्वलोकानां विषये भवरोगिणां विदहे सर्वविद्यानां दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। ईश्वरो गुरुरात्मेति मूर्तिभेदविभागिने व्योमवद्व्याप्तदेहाय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्। गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णुः गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः गुरुः साक्षात् परं ब्रह्म तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः। ॐ सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यङ्करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्तिः शान्तिः शान्तिः। हरिः ॐ। वासुदेवेन्द्रयोगीन्द्रं नत्वा ज्ञानप्रदं गुरुं मुमुक्षूणां हितार्थाय तत्त्वबोधो विधीयते।
वासुदेवेन्द्रयोगीन्द्रं नत्वा ज्ञानप्रदं गुरुं मुमुक्षूणां तत्त्वबोधो विधीयते।
साधनचतुष्टयसम्पन्नाधिकारिणां मोक्षसाधनभूतं तत्त्वविवेकप्रकारं वक्ष्यामः।
साधनचतुष्टयसम्पन्नाधिकारिणां मोक्षसाधनभूतं तत्त्वविवेकप्रकारं वक्ष्यामः।
साधनचतुष्टयं किं नित्यानित्यवस्तुविवेकः इहामुत्रार्थफलभोगविभागः समाधिषट्कसम्पत्तिः मुमुक्षुत्वं चेति।
साधनचतुष्टयं किं नित्यानित्यवस्तुविवेकः इहामुत्रार्थफलभोगविरागः समाधिषट्कसम्पत्तिः मुमुक्षुत्वं चेति।
नित्यानित्यवस्तुविवेकः कः? नित्यवस्तु एकं ब्रह्म तद्व्यतिरिक्तं सर्वम् अनित्यम् अयम् एव नित्यानित्यवस्तुविवेकः।
नित्यानित्यवस्तुविवेकः कः? नित्यवस्तु एकं ब्रह्म तद्व्यतिरिक्तं सर्वमनित्यम् अयम् एव नित्यानित्यवस्तुविवेकः।
विरागः कः? इहस्वर्गभोगेषु इच्छाराहित्यम्।
विरागः कः? इहस्वर्गभोगेषु इच्छाराहित्यम्।
समाधिषट्कसम्पत्तिः का? शमः दमः उपरमः तितिक्षा श्रद्धा समाधानं च इति।
समाधिसाधनसम्पत्तिः का? शमः दमः उपरमः तितिक्षा श्रद्धा समाधानं च इति।
शमः कः? मनोनिग्रहः
शमः कः मनोनिग्रहः
दमः कः चक्षुरादि इन्द्रियनिग्रहः
दमः कः चक्षुरादि इन्द्रियनिग्रहः
उपरमः कः स्वधर्मानुष्ठानम् एव
उपरमः कः स्वधर्मानुष्ठानम् एव
तितिक्षा का शीतोष्णसुखदुःखादिसहिष्णुत्वम्
तितिक्षा का शीतोष्णसुखदुःखादिसहिष्णुत्वम्
श्रद्धा कीदृशी वेदान्तवाक्येषु विश्वासः श्रद्धा
श्रद्धा कीदृशी गुरुवेदान्तवाक्यादिषु विश्वासः श्रद्धा
समाधानं किं चित्तैकाग्रता
समाधानं किं चित्तैकाग्रता
मुमुक्षुत्वं किं मोक्षो मे भूयात् इति इच्छा
मुमुक्षुत्वं किं मोक्षो मे भूयात् इति इच्छा
एतत् साधनचतुष्टयं ततः तत्त्वविवेकस्य अधिकारिणः भवन्ति
एतत् साधनचतुष्टयं ततः तत्त्वविवेकस्याधिकारिणो भवन्ति
तत्त्वविवेकः कः आत्मा सत्यः तदन्यत् सर्वं मिथ्या इति
तत्त्वविवेकः कः आत्मा सत्यः तदन्यत् सर्वं मिथ्या इति
आत्मा कः स्थूलसूक्ष्मकारणशरीरात् व्यतिरिक्तः पञ्चकोशातीतः सन् अवस्थात्रयसाक्षी सच्चिदानन्दरूपः सन् यः तिष्ठति स आत्मा
आत्मा कः स्थूलसूक्ष्मकारणशरीरात् व्यतिरिक्तः पञ्चकोशातीतः सन् अवस्थात्रयसाक्षी सच्चिदानन्दरूपः सन् यः तिष्ठति स आत्मा
स्थूलशरीरं किं पञ्चीकृतपञ्चमहाभूतैः कृतं सत् ओके स्थूलशरीरं किं पञ्चमहाभूतैः कृतं
पञ्चीकृतपञ्चमहाभूतैः कृतं
सत्कर्मजन्यं सुखदुःखादिभोगायतनं शरीरं
सुखदुःखादिभोगायतनं शरीरम्
अस्ति जायते वर्धते
वर्धते
विपरिणमते अपक्षीयते
अपक्षीयते
विनश्यतीति षट् विकारवत्
विनश्यतीति षड्विकारवत्
एतत् स्थूलशरीरम् सूक्ष्मशरीरं किम्
सूक्ष्मशरीरं किम्
अपञ्चीकृत पञ्चमहाभूतैः कृतम्
अपञ्चीकृतमहाभूतैः कृतम्
सत्कर्मजन्यम्
सत्कर्मजन्यम्
सुखदुःखादिभोगसाधनम्
सुखदुःखादिभोगसाधनम्
पञ्चज्ञानेन्द्रियाणि
पञ्चज्ञानेन्द्रियाणि
पञ्चकर्मेन्द्रियाणि
पञ्चकर्मेन्द्रियाणि
पञ्चप्राणादयः
पञ्चप्राणादयः
मनश्चैकं बुद्धिश्चैका
मनश्चैकं बुद्धिश्चैका
एवं सप्तदशकलाभिः सह
एवं सप्तदशकलाभिः सह
यत् तिष्ठति तत् सूक्ष्मशरीरम्
यत् तिष्ठति तत् सूक्ष्मशरीरम्
Okay. You can mute your mic now. This is what you are saying in the previous class. Sukshma Shariram Kim. What is subtle body? Sukshma Shariram is made of Apanchikruta Pancha Mahabhutani. Ungrossified 5 great elements. It is made of ungrossified 5 great elements. Sukshma Shariram is also due to Sat Karma, born due to good actions, Sat Karma. Like Stula Shariram, Sat Karma Janyam, Sukshma Shariram. It is the sadhanam instrument for experiencing Sukha, Dukkha, Adi, pleasure, pain and other experiences. Sukha, Dukkha, Adi. Bhoga, Sadhanam. This Sukshma Shariram has 17 parts, 17 components. Pancha Jnanendriyani, 5 organs of knowledge or perception. Pancha Karmendriyani, 5 organs of action. Pancha Pranadayaha, 5 pranas. Manaha, only one mind. And Buddhihi, Eka Buddhihi, one Buddhi, one intellect. Sukshma Shariram, it provides the important connection between the Stula Shariram and the Atma. Stula Shariram. For Sukshma Shariram to stay in a body, Stula Shariram should have minimum anatomical requirements. Heart should function, liver should function, at least one kidney should function. If Stula Shariram doesn't have minimum requirements, then the Sukshma Shariram will leave the body. Therefore, both the Sharirams, Stula Shariram and Sukshma Shariram, they are mutually dependent. One depending on the other. We know Sukshma means subtle. Sukshma means that which is not available for perception. Though it is not available for external perception, but you cannot miss the presence of Sukshma Shariram. Generally, that which is subtle is invisible, not tangible. Though intangible, though Sukshma Shariram is intangible, but we infer the presence of Sukshma Shariram. For example, energy is Sukshma. Energy is Sukshma, subtle. Because you cannot see energy, you cannot say that energy doesn't exist. Similarly, here also, Every living being has a Sukshma Shariram. Anything that dies has a Sukshma Shariram. And this Sukshma Shariram will be in keeping with the Sthula Shariram. A frog must have its Sukshma Shariram. A mosquito must have its Sukshma Shariram. A cockroach must have its Sukshma Shariram. Human beings must have its Sukshma Shariram. Therefore, Sukshma Shariram is in keeping with the physical body, which is called Upadhi. The presence of Sukshma Shariram, how will you infer? The Sukshma Shariram is not available for perception. How will you infer the presence of Sukshma Shariram? It's very easy. All the Karmendriyani, Jnanendriyani, your prana functions. You cannot see your prana, but you can infer the presence of your prana. It's very easy. You can infer from the components of Sukshma Shariram. Similarly, as you cannot miss the presence of Sukshma Shariram, so too you cannot miss the absence of Sukshma Shariram. That is also by inference. A doctor, he confirms the death of a person only by inference. Sthula Shariram is right in front of the person, in front of the doctor. Sthula Shariram is there. But how does the doctor know that the person is dead? The doctor doesn't see the Sukshma Shariram leaving the body. Then how does he know? Inference. Purely by inference. Therefore, inference is also one of the powerful pramana. The doctor checks the pulse of the person, or he throws a flashlight in the eyes of the dead person. If the person doesn't respond, then the doctor concludes by inference that the person is dead. Death is nothing but the separation of Sukshma Shariram from the Sthula Shariram. Similarly, Janma is Sukshma Shariram occupying a duly formed body. Therefore, that which makes a body alive and the departure of that which makes the body dead is Sukshma Shariram. And this Sukshma Shariram has 17 components. Saptadasha Kalabhigi, 17. Saptadasha Kalabhigi Saha Yat Tishtati Tat Sukshma Shariram. Saha is an Avyayam. We know Saha is an Avyayam, which means along with. Here it is Saptadasha Kalabhihi Saha. So it is Saha Tritiya, Saptadasha Kalabhi. If something important is here. When we say Ramena Sita Gacchati, a simple Sanskrit sentence. Ramena Saha Sita Gacchati. Here the word Saha indicates another person with whom the subject Sita is going. That is why it's called Saha Tritiya. Saha indicates another person with whom the subject is going. The same way, here also, when we say Saptadasha Kalabhigi Saha, it means that along with 17 parts. It means what? It means there are 18 things together. 18 things are there. 17 plus 1 is there. That is what the word Saha indicates. That one thing is very important. And what is that one thing? It is Atma. Sukshma Shariram exists because of Atma. No Atma, no Sukshma Shariram. And this Sukshma Shariram has 17 parts. What are they? The first part is Pancha Jnanendriyani, 5 organs of perception or 5 organs of knowledge. Perception and knowledge, both the same. What are they? What are those Pancha Jnanendriyani? Ears, Karnaha, eyes, Chakshuhu, nose, Nasika, tongue, Jikhva, and the sense of touch, skin, Charma. these five organs of knowledge is not what we see with our physical eyes. You must understand this. These five organs of knowledge is not what we see with our physical eyes. What we see with our physical eyes is only gocharam. It is called gocharam. It is only aperture. It is the gocharam. It is called gocharam in Sanskrit. Here, what we mean by pancha jnanendriyani is that which is behind these five physical gross sense organs. That is pancha jnanendriyani. That which is behind the gocharam, it is jnanendriyani. It is subtle. Behind the gocharam, what operates is jnanendriya. And jnanendriyas are they are the components of sukshma shariram. Therefore, it is subtle. You should not confuse with the gross and the subtle sense organs. We use the same name for subtle sense organs also. Karnaha, chakshu, nasika, jikhva, charma, iti. So you should not get confused with the subtle sense, gross and the subtle sense organs. We will discuss more on this later. We are going to see in detail later, it comes. It is enough to understand now here that pancha jnanendriyani means five organs of perception which are subtle sense organs, not the gross physical sense organs. Stula indriyani, they are only the means through which sukshma jnanendriyani operates. Okay, and these five organs of perception, they are connected to the order of the five elements. Jagat is made of five elements. Akasha, Vayu, Agnihi, Apaha, Prithvi. And the combination of five elements, elementals, Panchikritam. We have five senses. With the external five senses, we have perception of Jagat, the world. We are not devoid of any sense without which we are not able to perceive anything in the Jagat. We have all senses for perceiving the Jagat. Then we have five organs of action, karmendriyani. What are they? Speech, hands, legs, evacuatory organs, and organs of procreation, genitals. Karmendriyani. The function of jnanendriyani, the sense organs, is to receive data from the external world. And the function of the five organs of action, karmendriyani, is to respond to the external world. One is for reception of data, other one for response. Pancha jnanendriyani and pancha karmendriyani. All these are subtle. Then we have pancha pranaha, five pranas. Prana is an important component and it is what makes the body alive. In the waking state, all the sense organs of action and knowledge and prana function. In sleep state, sushupti avastha, mind doesn't function. All the sense organs of perception and action, they also don't function, but prana functions. Because the prana functions, the body is alive. Even though you have gone to sleep, your prana will function. Even for a person who is in coma, the prana will function. When the prana leaves the body will not function, and that is what is called death. So therefore, the presence of prana in the body is a minimum requirement for a body to be alive. Therefore, prana is an important part of sukshma shariram. Here, the word prana is a technical word. It's a technical word. It represents the fivefold physiological functions. The fivefold activities of the prana, they are denoted by five names. Pranaha, apanaha, vyanaha, samanaha, udanaha. They are collectively called prana. when you offer Nevedyam or when you do Parisheshanam, Om Pranaya Swaha, Apanaya Swaha, Vyanaya Swaha, Udanaya Swaha, Samanaya Swaha, Brahmane Swaha, we say this. All the food what we give as offering to Bhagavan or what we intake, we are offering the food to the prana, 5 pancha prana which is there in the body, we offer this food to the pancha prana. So, in Parisheshanam you will say this. All the 5 pranas are collectively called prana only. Prana is a general term. But when you read the prana along with the 4 pranas, then prana means that which does only one function. And that function is respiration. As one of the 5 pranas, prana itself represents our respiratory system. Our respiratory system and the function comes under prana. Apana is evacuation. That prana which is responsible for disposing the wastage from the body, they are covered under apana. All the functions of kidney, etc., they all come under apana only. Then comes vyana. Vyanaha is circulation. Vyanaha is circulation. That prana which is responsible for all the circulatory functions inside the body, circulation of the blood, circulation of oxygen in the body, all come under vyanaha. So here heart, the lungs, all this comes under vyana. These are they all come under vyana. That vyana is because of vyana this organs function. Then comes samana. The digestive function of prana comes under samanaha. So the function of liver, stomach, and other organs comes under samana. The last one is udana. Udana is that function of prana which ejects the prana, the life from the body, which ejects when, not now, at the time of death. At the time of death, udana, it ejects the jiva from the body. And udana has got another function also. That is, it reverses the process. For example, eating is a process. And the reversal of this process is to bring the eaten thing out. That is vomiting. Vomiting is a reversal process. This reversal process is the job of udana. So these are the 5 pranas, pancha prana daya. Prana, apana, vyana, udana, and samana. So we have 10 plus 5 now. Pancha jnanendriyani, pancha karmendriyani, pancha prana daya. So 5 plus 5 plus 5, 15 now. Then ekam manaha. Manaschaikam is there. So it is ekam manaha, one mind. Buddhishchaika. Eka buddhihi, one mind and one intellect. These two, the mind and the intellect, they are the internal instruments. They are collectively called antakharanam. They are collectively called antakharanam. Antakharanam is divided into 2 based on its function. One is manaha, other one is buddhihi. And manaha is napumsakalinga. The sakarantaha napumsakalinga manas shabdaha. Manaha. It is pratama vibhakti ekavachanam manaha. Therefore it is manaha ekam manaha. And buddhi is strilinga, feminine gender. Therefore eka buddhi, ekam manaha, eka buddhi. All the desires, emotions, our doubts, thinking, all these activities comes under manaha, the mind. And any decision making or any conclusion, any resolve, what you make, they are connected to buddhi. All learning, all knowledge, any discovery or knowledge, they all come under buddhi, the intellect. To be or not to be, To do or not to do, that is a function of mind, manaha. I will do, I will be, that is buddhi. Buddhi is conclusive. Nishchayatmika buddhi. So buddhi is conclusive. That decisiveness, that is a function of buddhi. Did I lock the door or not? That doubt is manaha. I locked the door, that is buddhi, that is function of buddhi. So now how many we have? How many components? 15 plus 2, 17. Saptadasha Kalabhi, 17 components are there. That which is with these 17 components is called Sukshma Shariram. We know what happens to Sthula Shariram after death. It is because of Sukshma Shariram. Once a Sukshma Shariram leaves the body, no Karmendriya will function. But the body becomes stiff. Jnanendriya will not be there because it's a part of Sukshma Shariram, it's gone. Mind and Buddhi also will not be there. Prana also will not be there. So therefore, the three koshas, the Pranamaya Kosha, Manomaya Kosha, Vijnanamaya Kosha, which three constitute the Sukshma Shariram, will not be there in front of you. That is the Sthula Shariram. And Anandamaya Kosha, it will come under Karna Shariram, that we will see later. In some books you will find they will include Pranamaya Kosha in That is not correct at all. If you include Pranamaya Kosha in Sthula Shariram, then it means after death, the prana will be there in the body. If prana is there, then the person will have, then all the function of prana will be going on in the body. The person will feel hungry. It means the dead body should be fed. Now all the 5 physiological functions will go on inside the body. It is really absurd. Therefore, prana cannot be included in this Sthula Shariram. It should be included in Sukshma Shariram only. It is a part of Sukshma Shariram, Pranamaya Kosha. Okay. Why does Sukshma Shariram have so many parts? We have varieties of experiences. Sukha, Dukkha, Adi. Sukha, Dukkha, Adi. To have experience of those experiences, we need different instruments we need, different sadhanani. Each instrument meant for giving different experiences. It is just like the electronic gadgets which are meant for giving different experiences. For example, we have mobile phone for talking. We have television for seeing, visual. Radio for listening. Fan for experiencing air. And even within each instrument, there are so many parts which are meant for doing different functions. A mobile phone must have a transmitter and a receiver. It should have volume adjustment. It should have visual adjustment. All these different functions, they are catered by the different parts of the phone to give different experience to the user. Similarly, there are many instruments as parts of the Sukshma Shariram to perform certain tasks and give us varieties of experiences through Sthula Shariram. Therefore, Sukshma Shariram alone is responsible for giving varieties of experiences. And we gain experiences at 5 levels. Shabda, Sparsha, Rupa, Rasa, Gandha. Due to 5 sense organs, we experience at 5 levels. Therefore, what we experience from the external world can be categorized into 5 levels or the combination of 5 levels. There are 5 elements. These 5 elements have specific properties. Each element having a specific property. So 5 properties in total. We have 5 sense organs. So you see everything 5. Pancha Pancha. That is why this universe is called Prapancha. The universe is called Prapancham. Tamil will say no, Prapancham. So anything you experience, any invention or discovery, all this can be possible only at these 5 levels. And it is because of the instruments in the Sukshma Shariram. Okay. Now, what is the Sukshma Shariram made of? What are the basic ingredients for this Sukshma Shariram? Apanchikrita Pancha Mahabhutaihi Kritam. Sukshma Shariram is made of ungrossified 5 basic elements. What kind of Mahabhuta? Sukshma Bhutas, that is Apanchikrita. It is not grossified, ungrossified, not uncompounded. Uncompounded elements, 5 great elements. Each element is called Tanmatram. Each element is called Tanmatram. Tanmatram means Tatu plus Matram. Tanmatram. If you know Sanskrit, you'll see, fine. Tatu plus Matram, Tanmatram. Tatu, that. Matram, alone. That alone. So each element is that alone. By those subtle elements, Sukshma Bhutas, Tanmatra Sukshma Bhutani, this Sukshma Shariram is made. That is what Apanchikrita. This is a very beautiful model. That Panchikritam will be discussed later. The author will describe the process. This Stula Shariram is made of Panchikrita Panchamaha Bhutani. Sukshma Shariram is made of Apanchikrita Panchamaha Bhutani. Apanchikrita means it is Tanmatra Sukshma Bhutani. Tanmatra Sukshma Panchamaha Bhutani. That is what it means. That is, only that element will be there, no other element will be present. Okay. What is the cause for this human Sukshma Shariram? It is Satkarma Janyam, born of good karma. Why it is Satkarma Janyam? Because it is a Manushya Sukshma Shariram. Therefore it is Satkarma Janyam. In the Manushya Sukshma Shariram alone, Purushartha, the free will is there. Manushya Stula Shariram enjoys Manushya Sukshma Shariram. Therefore, both the Sharirams are Satkarma Janyam, born of good karma. Suppose if Stula Shariram is a Manushya Shariram, a human body, and inside the Manushya Shariram, if it is the Sukshma Shariram of a dog, then what will happen? Stula Shariram doesn't have a tail. So, what it will do to wag the tail? Then how would it bark? It's a problem, it's a confusion. Therefore, Sukshma Shariram should be in keeping with the Stula Shariram. In keeping with the Manushya Stula Shariram, Bhagavan has given a Sukshma Shariram which has got free will. Free will, choice, memory, self-consciousness. Therefore, Satkarma Janyam. It is born of good karma alone. Because of good karma alone, you have a free will. Because you have a free will, therefore moksha is possible. Therefore, Sukshma Shariram is also because of Satkarma Janyam. Okay? And what is the function of this Sukshma Shariram? Sukha Dukkhadi Bhoga Sadhanam. Sukha Dukkhadi Bhoga Sadhanam. Stula Shariram is Bhoga Ayatanam. Sukshma Shariram is Bhoga Sadhanam. It is the means for Bhoga. And it is the instrument for experience of pleasure, pain, and other experiences. Because Adi Padat, other experiences. Can you experience Sukha, Dukkhadi when you are in deep sleep? You can't enjoy pleasure or pain once the mind has gone to sleep. Because that part of Sukshma Shariram, which are important to gather experience, it has gone to sleep. It means that they don't function when you are in sleep. Therefore, the Bhoga Sadhanam do not function in sleep. Here, you must understand that Ayatanam alone doesn't contribute for any experiences. Sadhanam is required. And Sadhanam alone cannot function without Ayatanam. That is, no experience possible without Sadhanam. And Sadhanam alone cannot give any experience without Ayatanam. So both Ayatanam and Sadhanam, therefore, they are required for a complete experience. Therefore, in the waking state, the body, mind, senses, they are required for contacting the external world of objects to experience them. In the dream state, you create your own physical body, a Bhoga Ayatanam for yourself. How? By your thoughts. and you experience Sukha Dukkhadi in dream also. Do you remember why do we discuss this Sukshma Shariram and Stula Shariram? In case you forgot, I remind you. Atma is what? Atma is Stula Sukshma Karana Sharirat Vyatiriktah. So Shariratrayam has to be known so that Atma can be known distinctly. So clear understanding of Atma involves two things, knowing what Atma is and knowing what Atma is not. So the definition of Atma, it has to negate a thing, negate what a thing is not, and assert what it is. Therefore, the author says what Atma is not. Atma is not the three bodies. Therefore, the bodies are defined here to show that they are different from Atma. So we saw the definition of Stula Shariram and we saw now Sukshma Shariram also. The difference between the two Sharirams is one is made of gross elements and the other is made of subtle elements. That is, Stula Shariram is made of Panchikrita Panchamukha Bhutani and Sukshma Shariram is made of Apanchikrita Panchamukha Bhutani. One, and therefore one is visible and other one is invisible. And the functional difference of these two Shariram is Stula Shariram is Ayatanam, it is an abode of living, and the Sukshma Shariram is the sadhana. Now, each component of the Sukshma Shariram will be taken for discussion. The Sukshma Shariram will be discussed in detail. Because in Sukshma Shariram only we have the 17 components. Therefore, all the 17 components have to be explained. The author has mentioned, and I have briefly told you what are those. Now, each component of Sukshma Shariram will be taken for discussion. The next sentence is, sorry, the next sentence I didn't type, but I forgot to type that. Instead of that, I've typed the next, the sentence which comes after that. So this is not the correct slide, but still I will recite that sentence. You can repeat after me. Shrotram Tvak Chakshu not Chakshu, Chakshu Rasana Granam, that is Shrotram Tvak Chakshu Rasana Granam Iti. You can chant the full thing, it's okay.
Shrotram Tvak Chakshu Rasana Granam Iti
Pancha Jnanendriyani. Actually, that I should have put in the slide. I forgot to, somehow I missed it. So I went one sentence ahead. It doesn't matter. Okay. So the Pancha Jnanendriyani are mentioned. The 5 organs of perception. What are they? Ear, Shrotram, the sense of touch. Tvak, Chakshu, eyes, Rasana, the tongue, Granam, the nose. These are the 5 organs of perception. The author, he enumerates the 5 organs of perception. They are Shrotram, Tvak, Chakshu, Rasana, Granam, Iti. Iti means these are. Shrotram is the sense organ of hearing. Here, the ear is not a tangible ear, what you see, but the Antakaranam. But the internal sense organ of perception. But Antakaranam means not the mind here, internal sense organ. That is part of Sukshma Shariram, therefore it is internal sense organ of perception. Sense organ of perception. We are talking about Sukshma Shariram. Therefore, the 5 organs of perception, they do not belong to Stula Shariram. Therefore, when we say ear, ears mean the subtle ear. The subtle power which is behind the gross ears. Because of which I am able to hear. It is not visible. It is not a tangible ear. It is not a tangible ear lobes or the eardrum. No. They are all parts of the physical body. That which is behind this, that is the Shrotram. A physical part is called golakam. A golakam it means it's a position or a location where the organ of hearing or the hearing power is located. Indriya, that is jnane, that indriya, the internal organ has a capacity of hearing. That is present in the golakam. That locus of that sense organ is the golakam. And golakam is what you see externally. A deaf person also has shrotram as a golakam. But the indriya, the hearing capacity is missing in him. Okay. Therefore, when we say hear means, ear is there, physical ear is there, but the capacity to hear is not there. That means indriya is not there. Therefore, here the word shrotram, it refers to indriya. The same way, this rule must be extended to all the sense organs, even to karmendriyas also. Similarly, the word toka means skin. Tok indriya, the sense organ of touch. That indriya is all over the body, from the toe to the head. It is not the physical, again it is not the physical one. That indriya which is behind this sense, behind the body. I mean, that organ of touch is there, all over the body. The skin it is not the visible skin. It is not the visible skin. We are talking about the indriya. It is subtle. Chakshu is eyes. Again, they are not the physical eyeballs. Rasana, tongue, not the tangible, visible taste buds, all indriya. Ghanam, nose, indriya, that is also not the tangible, visible nostrils. That indriya which is behind the nose, indriya which is behind the eyes, the indriya which is behind the tongue, that is what the pancha jnanendriyani. Eyeballs are only golakam. Here, eye means it is the power in the eye because of which the eye see. Eye is the sense organ of seeing. Tongue is rasanendriya, the sense organ of taste. Nose is ghanendriya, the sense organ of smell. So these are the 5 organs of perception. These 5 organs of perception, that is stotram, toku, chakshu, rasana, granam. They are born from the 5 elements. Akashaha, Vayuhu, Agnihi, Apaha, Prithvi, respectively. Each indriya is born of each element, that is tanmatra. Each sukshma panchamahabhutani, tanmatra, Akasha, in the same order. That order is important. We will see in detail later how the sense organs are also born, how it is born, the author will explain. Okay. Now, after this, now the author is introducing it's a unique and a beautiful topic of our tradition, Hindu tradition. That is the Devata, the presiding deity of the sense organs. You can see the slide now. I will read, you can repeat after me. Shrotrasya Devata.
Trasya Devata.
Shotrasya Big Devata.
Vacho Vayuhu.
Vacho Vayuhu.
Chakshushaha Suryaha.
Chakshushaha Suryaha.
Rasanayaha Varunaha.
Rasanayaha Varunaha.
Ghanasya Ashvinau.
Granasya Ashvinau.
Iti Jnanendriya Devataha.
Iti Jnanendriya Devataha.
Okay. So here the author, he mentions the presiding deities of each sense organ of perception. The presiding deities for the ear is Shrotrasya Dik Devata. Dik is the quarter, the direction. Direction is the Devata. It is the presiding deity. Tvacho Vayuhu. Vayu, that is wind, is the Devata for skin. Wind is a Devata for the skin. Sun for the eyes. Chakshaha Chakshushaha Suryaha, sun for the eyes. Rasanayaha Varunaha, for the rasana, for the tongue, it is, the Devata is Varuna Bhagavan. Ghanasya Ashvinau, Ashwini Kumaras, they are the presiding deity for the nose. So, for each Jnanendriyam, each Devata is given in the Shastra. What is the basis for arriving at these Devatas? Here, the I as an individual have certain faculties, certain powers. And I know clearly that these powers are limited. I have a seeing faculty, I have a hearing faculty, I have the other faculties. But I cannot see or hear beyond certain range. I cannot see or hear everything together. I can see forms one by one or hear sounds one by one, but I can see only what is there now. I cannot see the past or I cannot see the future. So therefore the capacity is not infinite. It is not an infinite capacity. It is limited. It is limited quantity wise as well as quality wise, and for that matter anywise it is limited. So if I am having a limited power, I can easily infer or extend and imagine the possibility of corresponding total power. A limited power should be a part of the total power. That is possible in the universe. I am enjoying only a part of it. So that individual is called Vyashti, and the total is called Samashti. So what we are seeing now, it is only the Vyashti Shariram. We are seeing an individual. That is the Stula Shariram. We are talking about Stula Shariram and the Sukshma Shariram and the Karana Shariram. It is about the individual. Now, this individual has to be connected with the total. That is Samashti. The whole. Samashti is the whole. Vyashti is individual. Samashti is the whole. Now, the individual is nothing but a part of the whole. So, the first the author talks about the Vyashti. Vyashti, the creation of Vyashti. And later he will talk about the Samashti. Then finally, the author will say that Vyashti and the Samashti, essentially speaking, there is no difference. Essentially speaking, there is no difference. The limitation is what? It is Nitya. Finally, we will say that is what the whole Tattvabodha is. A pot is nothing but a clay. A bubble is nothing but a wave is nothing but water. There are so many waves are there. The wave is nothing but water. The waves are Vyashti. But what is a Samashti? The Samashti is the ocean. The ocean is a Samashti, and the waves have got a form and it has got a name. It is Vyashti. So now the author is describing, talking about the Vyashti Srishti, creation of Vyashti. Then you will come to Samashti. So before going to the Samashti, now he is talking about the Vyashti and the corresponding deity of that Pancha Jnanendriya. So similarly, we will talk about the presiding deity of the Karmendriya, and finally we connect this with the Samashti. That is how the whole thing will develop. That we will see in the next class. We will see this sentence in detail in the next class. We will stop here. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vasishyate ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः हरिः ॐ श्रीगुरुभ्यो नमः हरिः ॐ